Today on the channel, we're going to explore some myths, rumors, and claims that tuning your bridge with a wraparound technique increases sustain and tone and makes your guitar easier to play. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a science experiment, science according to this channel anyway. We're going to take a look at the myth, the urban legend, the rumors that if you string a tailpiece on a two-pneumatic bridge around the tailpiece, going over the top, does it increase sustain? Does it make the guitar easier to play? Does it make the guitar sound any different? We're going to take a look at that. This concept or theory has intrigued me for some time, and I always thought that it was hogwash, it doesn't really matter, and it's going to scratch up my tailpiece. I never did it. Well, recently I bought, when I say recently, I say within the last 3 months, I bought a custom shop R8, and it was tuned with the wraparound tailpiece. And in all my years of playing, I've never done this. I just never did it. And I gotta admit, the guitar plays slinkier. I thought at first, it was just a new guitar. It was the honeymoon phase of this guitar, and I was just in love with it. But it really does make a difference. So since then, I have started stringing all my Les Pauls with the wraparound tailpiece. And it does seem to make them play a little bit slinkier. So I will say that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Epiphone. This is an Epiphone inspired by Gibson Carina Explorer. Obviously it's an Explorer, and it's got tens on it, and it's been strung through the tailpiece. I've never played this guitar anyway else, and we're going to do a demo. We're going to do a sound demo right now. We're going to do some chords. I'm going to do some string bends. We're going to test sustain, longevity on different strings, and we're going to see if it sounds differently, if it sustains longer. Once we put the new strings on it, we're going to string this thing up with a fresh set of tens. Now these tens are quite new. They're I recently strung this thing up, so they're quite new. So there really shouldn't be a difference in string quality. But we're going to do some tests, and we're going to check it out. So we're going to do a before and after, and see if we can get to the bottom of it. So without further ado, let's begin the audio test, and we will begin with the first test. It's going to be with this thing strung normal, quotation marks, normal, through the tailpiece. And then we'll pause. I'll put some new strings on it, and we'll go over the tailpiece, and we'll do the same, similar test and see what we come up with. All right? Cool, let's check it out. Okay, for this test, we're going to be running through my Fractal X8. I've got a Sir Badger amp sim with some IRs and a little bit of a gritty sound on this. Basically the kind of tone that I like, and the kind of tone I play with the most. And I'm going to do some chords and some string bends. We're going to check it out, okay? So here's what it sounds like. We're running the bridge pickup. Okay, I'm going to switch to the neck pickup. Okay, the guitar plays awesome. I love this guitar. This thing is set up wonderfully, right? So it's not really a struggle to play. I normally play nines, but I've got tens on this, so it's a little tougher to play than what I'm normally used to, but nothing terrible. Okay, we're going to do some string bends. I'm going to do some string bends on the B string and on the G, all right? So let's do some B string bends. All right, let me do the G. Okay, that was middle neck. I'm going to go up here to the past the 12th fret on the B string. I'm not putting any vibrato on it, just to let it die out naturally. Do the G here. It goes everything against my guitar playing intuition to not put vibrato on that note. All right, let's do the neck pickup. Middle of the neck here, B string. All right, we'll go down to the G. This guitar's got some sustain. All right, past the 12th fret. Nice rich E chord. I can really feel this guitar vibrate when it's sitting in my lap and against my body. It's such a resonant piece of wood. All right, cool. I'm going to string the guitar up with a fresh set of 10s, do the wraparound technique, and we'll be back to test that out. Cool. Okay, we're back in the lab or the studio, whatever you want to call it. And I've got the 10s on the guitar, and we've got this 2-pneumatic bridge wrapped around as promised. So let's check it out. We'll do some chords and some bends and what have you, and see what we got here. So, bridge pickup. One thing I do pick up, I'm not hearing really any sound differences. Still sounds great, but there's less, seems like there's less resistance on the pick. Like maybe less string tension, so when I'm strumming it, seems to be a little more string vibration. The guitar's moving maybe just a little bit more, maybe it's the placebo effect hitting me. It does feel a little bit easier to play. I can't deny it. Fretting and, or just, you know, string, a little bit of vibrato and fretting these notes. I guess slinky is the best word to describe it. I mean, that's what I've heard. I wouldn't describe this guitar as a slinky guitar. I mean, I think of Strats as being slinky. But yeah, it's easier a little bit to strum and a little bit easier on playability. Just feels a little bit easier to bend. All right, let's do the sustain test. Okay, we're going to do the G and the B strings here, and we're going to do middle fretboard and then up above the 12th with the bridge pickup first. So here we go. trying to not sound like a dying cat. Until I time it, I'm not sure. Okay, up here, up past the 12th fret. A lot more sustain down lower. All right, we'll go to the neck pickup. Some good sustain. I'm playing at low levels so I don't get feedback. Okay, above the 12th fret. Really trying to dig into it. All right, big open E chord. Awesome, cool. I don't know the results of the timing on this yet. I'm going to put a timer on this and research it when I put the timer on it and look back at my video, and then I'll come back and give you my thoughts. Okay, so the scientific results are back. I've analyzed the video, and let's talk about tone and feel first. I know through the camera, you all as a viewer can't play the guitar and tell how it feels, but I can and did notice a difference in the way the guitar felt. The guitar did feel a little bit easier to play. Strumming the chords, there was less resistance on the strings. That may or may not be a good thing based on your playing style, but to me, it's a nice thing, all right? And to my ears, when I listened back to it and the way the guitar felt when I played it, the chords seemed to have a little bit richer tone to that. I don't know if that's because maybe the string tension is a little bit looser. Who knows? It could be the placebo effect, but to me, it rings out just a little bit more, okay? As far as like the open E chords, the sound of the guitar doesn't really change, but I think just the richness, the fullness of the chords is what I'm talking about. But the real thing that I thought was interesting was the sustain on the notes. Now, I bent B strings and I also bent the G strings on the guitar, right? So we did bridge pickup and we did neck pickup. I played in the middle of the fretboard, and then I did up around the 15th fret, okay? So from what now this isn't super scientific, but the results were pretty clear, right? So what I noticed was in the bridge pickup position in the middle of the fretboard, the average was about 9.5 seconds sustain on the B string, okay? And then on the G, the average was about 10 seconds. Now, when I switched over to the string through or string wraparound tailpiece, the sustain on the bridge pickup in the mid fretboard on the B string was around 9.5 to 10 seconds. So I would say it was about a half a second difference, maybe even up to a full second difference of sustain. Not a big difference, right? Now on the G string itself, I noticed it was around 13 seconds. So there was a significant difference on the G in the middle of the fretboard as far as sustain. Maybe because that string is thicker, who knows? But there was a noticeable difference in sustain on the G. Now above the 12th fret on the 15th fret, when I was bending up a whole step, the B string on the bridge pickup was around 5 3/4 seconds, and it was right around the same with the wraparound tailpiece. So string through and wraparound on the 15th fret B string was relatively the same, just like in the mid of the fretboard, right around the 8th fret. Now the G string on the 15th fret, the bending was about the same also, not a big difference. It was around 8.5, maybe 9 seconds, perhaps a little more sustain, but not much. But the big difference was the G string in the middle fretboard, you know, in the middle, right around the A pentatonic minor position, had a lot more sustain with the wraparound bridge. Now when we went to the neck pickup, huge difference here on a couple things. The bending on the B string, the most I could get out of it was around 10 seconds. I got up to about 11.5 seconds on the B string in the middle of the fretboard with the wraparound bridge. So a little bit more sustain, about a second or so. Now on the G, the G got up to about maybe 10 seconds tops in the middle of the neck with the string through. The wraparound bridge went up to 17.5, close to 18 seconds sustain on the G string in the neck pickup position. So there was a really huge difference there. I was blown away when I look back at it. Now on the 15th fret, bending the B string with the neck pickup was around 6 seconds with the string through, and it was about, well, no, it was about 7 seconds doing the B string on the neck position, and it was around 6.5 doing the G string with the string through. On the 12th fret, it was around 7 seconds on the B string and about 8 on the G string. So the B string again was relatively the same. We got about 2 more seconds maybe on the G string. So what we proved in this video, or what I was able to get out of this guitar. Now, different guitars may act differently than this one, but this one, the big difference was the G string bending and sustain, especially with the neck pickup. There was a whole lot more sustain. There was more sustain with the bridge pickup, but the neck pickup really had a big difference. So it's a little slinkier sounding, feeling, playing, and more sustain with the neck pickup significantly. So there we go. We did it for science. I hope you liked this video. It was fun. I had a good time doing it. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out.